We're back for another episode of the podcast. Thought I'd give you guys a second episode for the week. Very excited to have a section freshman of the year award winner this past year, Rashod Cotton Jr. up in Northern California at Modesto
Yeah,
Christian. Appreciate you coming on, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing yourself?
I'm good. I just got back from I have a marine biology course and I had to dissect a blue crab today, which was
Yeah.
freaking weird.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
sounds fun though. I need to do something like that. I'm trying to do something like that.
I'm excited to talk a little bit of hoop before my son's has the KD debut tonight. So excited for all this.
Yeah.
Y'all finished 27-7 on the year, one of the top teams in the NorCal area. I have your schedule up. Your school might have had the three toughest games to start off a season I've ever seen in a high. Besides, like all like the big academies like IMG,
Yeah.
Harvard, all of them. You guys played Coronado, sorry, out of Nevada, who has T. Bartlett, has their guards going to UCLA. I totally forget his name.
Sebastian Mack.
Sebastian Mack. I know they got Lance Stevenson's son on that squad as well. Tough ass team. Then you got
Yeah.
then you had to go and play Notre Dame, who's got 5-star Caleb Williams, or sorry, not Caleb Williams. What am I thinking? Caleb Foster.
Yeah, Caleb
You got Dusty
Foster.
Stromer, who's going to Gonzaga, and Mercy Miller too, right?
Yeah.
Who's also a top recruit in his class. Then you guys had to probably play undoubtedly until this playoffs happen. Centennial out in your state, of course, Jared McCain, Devin Williams, all of their guys. Before we kind of get into the rest of your season, who on like earth made that schedule for you guys? And how, I know you all lost all those games. You were pretty close. That first game against Coronado had a tough stretch against those California teams. What was that like for you playing, some of the top talent in the country?
I mean, it was different, especially from my first couple high school games. Like getting used to the speed and like playing against like high level Division 1 guards and stuff. Like it's different, but I mean, our coach did it for a reason. Like we knew those games were gonna be hard. Like
Right.
we had a new group, and losing those games like gave us some adversity, and I felt like we like piggybacked off that really well. And that's what like helped us further later down the line in the season.
You guys then went off on to have a 27-4 record the rest of the year. You took care of business until that semifinal game. But, I looked at some of the other teams. You played another team, or yeah, you played John Ball from Plano, a couple of teams from Oregon. Um, Played Liberty, who I've had Jello on. He's a great player. He's going to Utah Tech.
Yeah,
Um, how do you feel the rest of the season went? You guys beat a Jesuit high school team from California who had a McDonald's All-American and Andre. How do you feel the rest of the season went for you guys? I know you didn't finish on the goal you wanted, but how was the rest of the season for you after those three first games?
man. The rest of the season was honestly it was great. Like especially doing it with the group we had since we lost a couple of guys. Like just we hit that adversity at first, and like we like were on a streak. I think we're on like a 12 game win streak, and we had went to Oregon, and I think we had lost a game to Jackson Shellstad and West Lynn. They were really good, but like from there, I feel like after we went to Oregon, from there I felt like we kind of knew that like we were gonna go on a running playoffs and hopefully make it back to that state game. But fell up short. But yeah, we felt confident after that trip. And I just felt like we were on a roll from there. We got that chemistry together. Everybody was fitting into their roles really well. And that's just right there when I knew it kind of clicked. And then like the whole season it was good. And just, we didn't end how we wanted to, but everything happens for a reason.
What did you focus on most throughout your year, through practices and also probably just one-on-one training with, some coaches or your family or something? What were some of the things you focused on most to help your game continue to grow in your first year?
Yeah, what I try to focus on was just really my shot. I knew that like playing with BJ and Jalen Brown, I was gonna have to be more of a off the ball guard. And then, that's not really my role, but I learned how to fit in that role just by working on my shot, working on my defense, just trying to affect the game in other ways possible than just scoring and having to have the ball in my hands. That's really just what I try to focus on to help me. So
Like you said, you guys handled business pretty well, finishing the year 27-7. Um, what was some of the most memorable things you'll take away from this? Of course, being your first year as a freshman varsity guard.
for me, one of my most memorable as far as team wise,
Just whatever.
as far as the season, I feel like we had a camping trip like before the season started, and like just that getting to know the team and just like being together. I feel like that was just a memorable moment. That like being with the seniors and stuff, like definitely will forever remember that. It's like a fun time in the season. And I really like that just built a lot of chemistry off the court and then led on to the court.
I was looking at your guys' roster, a lot of seniors on this team, probably going to look a little new look next year. Even I know you guys got a handful of juniors yourself as well. A lot of the size, though, it seems like is leaving, with Prince, who's 6'10", and a lot of other guys, 6'7", 6'6". What do you hope, even with the guys coming back, yourself, how do you hope to, like, I guess, continue on that track of being one of the better teams in the Northern California area?
I definitely hope we could get some size, get a couple of wings and other guys to play alongside with me and stuff. But I mean, as far as me, I'm just trying to work on my game the most, build my body, because I know I'm gonna have to expand to the role of being on ball and being the point guard. So I'm gonna just work as hard as I can during this off season and summer to fulfill my role for next season. Just yeah.
Speaking of this summer, you're going to be playing with Paul George Elite. I know you announced a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. I remember seeing it
Yeah,
though.
I think it was yesterday.
How excited are you for that? I'm sure being a part of a team like that is going to help your development increase probably 5 to 10 times faster than if you were playing with, a local club team. How did that come up? How did that opportunity come up? And what are you most looking forward to playing on the EYBL circuit?
Yeah, so I knew uh I knew I wanted to play on the circuit this year, mainly UIBL. So my boy Jamari Phillips, I hit him up like, locked me in with Paul George, and since then, like Paul George, they hit me and my pops. Like they're cool. As coaching staff is great. Like I love the organization. Like they made me feel at home. Like first practice and like outside of that, as far as the team, like we got dogs. Like especially for 15U, like we got Jackson Richardson, Dylan Grant, Marquis White, a couple other guys. We got I think his name is Zach. He goes to Notre Dame. Got a 7 footer. So I think it's gonna be a scary summer, especially for the other teams who gotta play against us. So I think it's gonna be fun.
Being around guys like that, that probably also have Division I offers, to some higher Power 5 conference schools too. How much does that want to make you get better and also help complement them to hopefully, you guys winning a lot of games in the handful of circuits you guys got, and then of course hopefully making it to Peach Jam.
Yeah, I mean that definitely gonna push me. When you're playing around good people and people with high IQ, you you automatically want to hold yourself to that standard to play at the same level as them and push them. And like first practice we were all together. Like already we are pushing each other. So I just feel like from there, that set the tone for what is expected to play, like the level of basketball we should be playing. So I feel like that's just gonna make everybody's development a lot better playing with a good group. And I think it should be good for everyone's development to get better during this summer going into next year.
There's a clip that kind of got my attention towards you during this year. It was like, I think you put it between your legs and crossed over hard, and the guy fell immediately, and you had to step back. And I was like, holy, who is this guy? Who is this
Yeah.
guy? And then I come to find out, like that same day, you got offered by San Francisco University. How much of it is a big deal, for you? How much of it, I guess, an honor it is for you to be offered by a team that's probably so close to home?
Yeah, that was big, especially for being from NorCal and getting that NorCal offer as my first one. Like it felt good. Like definitely it motivated me to push more, like seeing that it's possible. So that was a great moment and just I feel like it's very much more to come and just keep on working to get more.
You averaged 10 points a game, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, had multiple games in that double digit area, high shooting percentage from the field and from the three. What are your plans this summer? I know you talked about it a little bit more, working on your body, working on your shot, and also being ready to take over that next step and be that lead guard for your school team. But what are the plans for this summer to make even bigger jumps statistically, so when sophomore season comes around, you're ready to take that mantle?
Yeah, so right now I'm just really working on just mid-range shots, off the dribble threes, and just being shooting at a high percentage and not high volume shots because it's all about field goal and percentages. So making sure I'm knocking down my shots, working on my body, working on my athleticism because it's gonna be EYBL is gonna be 7 footers and 6'8" dudes who are jumping out the gym and I'm a guard, so I gotta get ready for the contact and all that type of stuff.
It is insane, as I've been more expanding my show from not just Arizona, but in the areas of Nevada, Texas, meeting these kids that, are your age that are 6'8", 6'10", and I'm looking at them like, what the hell are their parents feeding them to make them this big?
Yeah.
I want to hit that Paul George practice one more time. When you're in the gym with your teammates who are in that, 6'6" to 6'10" range, is it a bit intimidating for you? I'm sure y'all are like super tight and it's all more friendly fire, but was it a little bit surreal for you having to walk into a gym when it felt like, when you're usually an average height person around probably your boys and your schoolmates, it's kind of crazy. Was it kind of surreal for you seeing all these guys that are giants?
I mean, as far as intimidating wise, as far as me going against them, I would say not really. Like I've playing up my whole life and playing on, circuit last year and seeing like multiple times going throughout my AAU career, like
Mm-hmm.
these big guys. I feel like it's just I'm kind of used to it now. And I kind of just like my area, I'm only 6'1", so I just like I feel like from my perspective, it's an advantage. Like I love it. Like I love seeing big dudes. Like it's just I don't know. Especially but as far as the big dudes playing with them though, like that is like the best thing ever. Like I get to now I feel like I get to display my playmaking, throw lobs and hit guys for dimes who can catch and dunk, finish. Like so just playing around with that size is just coming off screens is gonna be a lot to work with. It's
And
great to watch.
I'm sure when they're guarding you, it's a little easy and you probably call that 101 ISO. Put him in a blender a little bit using your speed and quickness to probably against a slower guy that's 6'8". Um, you're of course one of the better freshmen in your region, but also have so many years of high school left. Sophomore to senior year, and also just not in that, but also your basketball journey, getting to that next level. What are some goals you have for yourself that you hope to accomplish before you're done? We'll focus on more high school now, but yeah, what are some goals you have for yourself that you hope to accomplish by the end of your high school career?
Uh, there's some goals. I'm trying to go to Bengals All American camp. Want to be a McDonald's All American. Dang, I have a list. I have a list on my phone. I want to pull it up. I want a McDonald's All American, Nike Hoop Summit, ranked in the country, top 25, top 10 actually, and just all the other camp CP3, every camp you can think of that all the guys go to. I'm gonna make sure I'm in those.
One of my last questions for you. You just won section freshman of the year in your section up in NorCal, which to me, I think wherever you are is a big deal. If it's conference, if it's region, if it's whatever. How much of an honor was it for you, and how do you hope to build off that success after such a successful freshman year?
Um, Hold on 1 second. Can we go back? Cause I missed something to say.
You're all good.
I low key forgot about the whole like high school part. I was just thinking like the camp part, but I forgot to say some high school stuff though, because I
Yeah,
do got
go
high school goals.
keep going. You
Yeah.
could cut me off too. This is a podcast, so we're all good. I'm gonna keep this part in. I thought it was an
My
internet
bad.
connection. No, you're all
Okay,
good.
my
Keep,
bad, my bad.
keep talking about what you hope to accomplish in high school.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to definitely win a state championship and get state player of the year. Get that done next year. And so that's one of my goals throughout that year. Get state player of the year, Gatorade player of the year, and yeah, those right there.
You won section freshman of the year, which I think, regardless of where you are and where you play, I think it's a big deal and something that people should, you know, celebrate being, your first year and playing the way you do. How do you hope to build off this, though, being such a successful freshman year for you?
Build off this, I feel like that was a cool accomplishment, but I feel like I want to achieve so much more. So I'm just gonna really grind for that player of the year next year in that section in the sophomore, and like I said, for the state. So that's how I'm gonna try to build off of that right there.
One of my last questions for you, I had Dallas Washington, who's up more in that Irvine area, playing in that. I know, and of course, we've been talking, you're more NorCal. For people that might, know about the California media basketball, which is Dusty, Bronny, Jared McCain, no one really else they talk about besides those three teams. Like, I know Harvard Westlake was one of the best teams in the state. They won whatever section they're in. I know they won it. But for people that don't know much about like NorCal ball, what and how would you describe it to people listening?
I mean, I definitely say it's a lot of dogs out here who all play with a chip on their shoulder because NorCal doesn't get as much media and exposure as like Southern California does and stuff. So I definitely feel like there's a lot of people out here that plays with a chip on their shoulder. So it's definitely competitive and rough, tough, and I say it's good competition level of basketball. Definitely, you know, LA does get a lot of more high major guys than NorCal does, but I think the NorCal team eventually will be able to win in that open state division.
Who are you most excited to play this year? We talked about being in the EYBL circuit. I know there's a team out here, AZ Unity, that's got a lot of the top kids from Arizona in it. But who are you most looking forward to playing against on the EYBL circuit this year?
Mm, I'm looking forward to playing against Team Why Not,
Mm.
Vegas Elite. They got some guys in the 2026 team. Indy Heat. I want to play those East Coast teams, get a feel of how that game speed is over there and tough they play. Who else? I say like Drive Nation. So some of those teams.
Where is Drive Nation from?
They're
I
in
don't even
Dallas.
know.
They're in
Oh, they're
Dallas,
in.
Texas.
Okay. I kind of figured they were in the Dallas area, but when the Dallas team that I grew up with was Texas Titans, which I don't even know if that's still a thing. But
Nah, I think that that was a couple years ago. I think they're not in it no more.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured. But, I'm excited to come and watch you play. How excited are you to get out, into these other states where, a lot of college coaches are going to be? You talked about after the SFU offer, you're hoping to build off that, get more, get, that recognition in those offers, and so you're able to play at the next level. How excited are you to come and play in Arizona? I know where Peach Jam is, but I don't know where the other events are. But how excited are you about playing, in different states in front of different crowds on those weekends?
Yeah, I'm super excited. And I know it's gonna be coached at our games, and I'm gonna have the opportunity. So once I'm at that court, it's up to me to prove them that I need to be that guy with known about and talked about, or not. So, but I'm ready. I think I'm ready to wake the world up this summer and
Well,
really.
Rashod, I appreciate you coming on. How we end every episode, which I might change soon, but I feel like, since I talk to hoopers every single time, it's only right. We ask, what was your favorite on-court shoe through this season, and what's going to be your favorite on-court shoe throughout the circuits? I feel like I saw you in some Kobe's in your highlight clips, but what else are you hoping to rock with this summer, and what can we see you on feet with?
Like for this season, uh, I bet my battery. This season had to be my gold Kobe's. My gold Kobe's for sure. Those are my those are my bread and butters. But this year, I'm feeling like, you know, some Paul Georges, of course. I love Paul George's. Super light. Those are one of my favorites. Paul George. I think I'm really gonna be ready to rock some GTs though. I've been getting into those. I like the way they feel. So I think I'm about to hoop in those a lot this summer.
And I'm sure being on an EYBL team, you guys get a lot of care packages. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine what kind of stuff you guys would be getting. But I appreciate you coming on, man, and chopping it up with us. Anything to shout out before we get out of here?
Yeah. Shout out my papa. Shout out my moms and my sisters. All my family. I love y'all. And y'all who I do it for. That's
Well,
all I gotta say.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Wish nothing but the best of luck. Excited to come and watch you hoop in about a month when the EYBL is out here in Arizona. But wish you nothing but the best, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Thank you.